Hey, what's good? It's me, Mr. Always Edibles, for every rhyme I wrote and everybody want to know me like the Wi-Fi code, KINELL himself, reporting live for the Ghost Story guys. I am just leaving London now on a train which is having more announcements per minute than any train I've ever been on in my life. But it's one of those, like, I'm coming out of London, couldn't really find anywhere to record something, so we're doing it on the train. It is what it is. But yeah, I'm leaving now because I've just been watching Late Night with the Devil. Just got out of a press screening for that, and I've been very excited to watch this film for quite some time. It was doing bits on the festival circuit last year, and I managed to miss it at every single festival I go to. Every festival, there's always that one film that everyone is all about, and I always manage to miss it because I'm in the pub arguing with someone why Scanners 3 The Takeover is the best Scanners film, which it is. And I'm always right, but I always miss the film. And the one that everyone was hyping last year was Late Night with the Devil. So I finally got to see it right now, and I got to say, it really appealed to me on a lot of levels. It concerns a live television broadcast in 1977. Yeah, a lot going on around that time. Sort of like Late Night Johnny Carson kind of thing, before Jay Leno was Jay Leno, all of them ones. And the host of it, played by David Malkian, I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but I'm going to go with it anyway. He's like he's always been like the runner-up. He's not been the guy. So he's been trying to do more things with his show in the times leading up to this live broadcast, and it's their Halloween broadcast, and they're trying to like bring in occult things. They've got someone who debunks things. They've got someone who's written a book about what should we call it, possessions. They've got someone who claims to be possessed. They've got a psychic, a mind reader, might be a cold reader. There's a lot about that kind of at the start, and it's it's almost a cliche for someone who's British to bring up Ghostwatch when it's found footage, mockumentary type talk. But Ghostwatch is very applicable here, like primarily because of the sort of the content of the live broadcast, but also like the vibe, the retro vibe. It's like it's set in the 70s, and they've absolutely nailed the aesthetic. I love it. The yellows, the browns, the haircuts, the outfits really appeal to me on a bunch of levels. We got lots of references to like stuff that most people will be familiar with, like Ed and Lorraine Warren and Amityville and all that kind of thing. And also there's also a bit of setup in the lore that there's elements of it that I think like Ghost Story guys, viewers might be a bit more familiar with than your average person. Like this guy, the host, he's involved with something called the Grove, which is not so subtly based on Bohemian Grove, all that kind of thing. Names have been changed, and some details to protect the shadow government that are making all the decisions for us and all that kind of thing. There's references to the Davidian cult and Waco, all that kind of thing. There's like references to the Satanic Panic, all this, and like it's all in the setup. And I got a lot of time for it because that's all the stuff I can like listen to people going on about all day. But during this, I'd say it's like a more light-hearted than a sort of Ghostwatch kind of things. But like, it's one of those. It's a horror comedy that doesn't fall over into slapstick. We're not into scary movies. We're not into scary movie territory. We're not here into Repossessed. We're into something that's actually got a bit of meat to it, and the scares are done well, and the effects are done particularly well, and the performances are fantastic. The like we get a lot of these. We get a lot of possession-themed horrors, exorcism-themed horrors, like most of them are just repeating the formula that we are oh so familiar with since The Exorcist. Did it first, did it so good, everyone just followed it since. So I always appreciate when there's other elements to it or something else going on. Like the performance of the girl Lily was particularly good at this. I like the subtle things she was doing before it goes all like before they go straight to the freaky looking girl, your mother sucks cocks in hell, all that kind of thing. Like, flipping. We've seen these tropes. We want something with a bit more meat to it, and this does quite a good job of like being like almost a character study of the host guy without actually really talking about what his background is. It's a lot implied. There's a lot of hints and things come out through exposition. It's a lot of letting you figure things out for yourself, which I appreciate. It's not like loads of figuring things out for yourself. Like, you know, it's not something you have to decode, but they're not explicit with it, and like, I've got a lot of time for it. I believe the filmmakers of this are Australian, like, and you know, the Australians are doing bits. Obviously, we had Talk to Me last year, and like, apparently, like, flipping, the Australians can definitely be trusted with doing possession-themed horror in a way that's a bit more subtle than their American counterparts, should we say? But yeah. So as I say, I'm going to wrap this up because there's definitely going to be another train announcement soon. I might get home and find out this has got so much background noise I need to record it again anyway. But nonetheless, we always try and put that little bit of effort in. But yeah, I mean, based off the theory that if it's not a 5-star film, what would you change about it? I'm going to say I've got to call this a 5-star film because I wouldn't change anything about it. I mean, yeah, flipping, this would have been a top 5 film of last year for me if I'd have actually seen it last year, but I didn't. I know, nonetheless. KINELL, KSC podcast. Big up the Ghost Story guys. Safe.